Hello and welcome back to this playthrough of Dark Souls 1. Thank you for joining us. First things first, I'm actually a little sick, so I might... I hope that doesn't influence my performance too much. But we'll survive it. Then another thing, I had some technical difficulties between this episode and the last one. I actually managed to lose my save file. So yeah, don't forget to back up your saves, kids. So now I played back to this place here using cheat engine. dirty cheater dude. And now we have some inconsistencies compared to the earlier parts of the playthrough. This time around I killed Lautrec early, so Anastasia here never got back her tongue. I also have a little bit more intelligence now, so we should now get the other... excuse me. We should get the sorcerers to teach us sorcery now. I also have a bit more attunement, so I can now actually cast pyromancies. So yeah, that's about it. I also don't have the Black Knight shield anymore, so... But I got this shield to drop, what's it called? The Boulder shield, which is also pretty good. But otherwise we are where we left off. Yeah, and I cheated a bit of upgrade material in, but we were at plus 15 anyway, so who cares. So now I think we'll make the rounds in Firelink first, talk to everybody once again, and then we will go to get the catacombs. Let's see what's up there.
Oh, hello. I regret meeting you under such compromising circumstances. At least we both made it back unscathed. Incidentally, would you care to learn any sorceries? You're clearly talented, and besides, I owe you. Of course, we will require some materials, but I'm happy to teach you some elementary spells. Are you interested?
Sure.
Splendid. Very well. I am pleased to have a chance to give something back. Well then, let's get started straight away.
So yeah, now he actually sells us stuff.
To Master Logan. He is an accomplished scholar. The arts of sorcery would never have come this far without his contributions. And he has the nerve to go risking life and limb. What a stubborn old fellow.
he's sitting right there, you know.
Have you spoken to Master Logan? He is an... and he has the...
Is there anything interesting? Yeah, here we have Fall Control, which is a spell of the Windheim spooks, which are more or less secret agents or assassins, something along those lines. The power of the magic swordsman of Windheim is predicated upon this and the magic shield. Many warriors learn sorcery just for this. Oral decoy is interesting. It has a similar effect to the alluring skulls, which we used much earlier in the game. Lure enemies away by creating a sound originating in the distance. This spell is not the first choice for serious sorcerers, but it has a surprising amount of applications, some of them extremely effective. Yeah, he doesn't have anything interesting, he more or less sells the basic stuff.
Do stay safe.
But I think Logan has some interesting stuff to show us.
Hello there. I was expecting you. As promised, I will share my sorceries. I'm afraid that you are unable to...
What? Still?
The basic framework, you see. It cannot be taught. Oh, do not fret. Life isn't all about sorcery. You will find your own way. Don't frown with regret. Peer forward with your head high.
I had actually hoped that I would have enough intelligence by now to get him to teach me, but I guess I was wrong. Then here we have... God, what's his name? Ingward, that traveled here from the New London ruins.
Oh, hello. The sunlight made me wince, and now I've come back to this dark hole. So what brings you here? I will help you in any way I can.
Yeah, he essentially has the same services he did when he was at the rooftop in New London, but he's a lot more accessible now.
Oh, what is it? I will help you in any way that I can.
Then we have these guys, which I have no idea why they haven't left yet. Like, I beat the same amount of bosses I did with the last character, but they're still here. It's kinda weird.
Oh, hello. My guests have finally arrived. I will be departing with them shortly. So, I'm afraid I will be saying goodbye soon. It was a pleasure. Oh, miracles, I presume.
Yeah, so they don't have anything new to say just yet.
Come again. The effect.
Maybe I have to talk to them so they fuck off.
You don't. You might.
We heard the dialogue already, so let's not waste any time with them.
Did I not or are you so by the looks of
And Laurentius over here shouldn't have any new dialogue either.
Oh, hello there. You've been a stranger these days. Why? What? Tell me about it.
We still shouldn't tell him about this pyromancy, otherwise he dies.
I see. In any case, apologies, my friend. Forget that.
Yeah.
Goodbye then. Be safe, friend. Don't you dare go alone.
Okay, and with that, we will now depart into the catacombs. Let's sit down one more time before we go. And now you will see why we formed the Silver Knight Spear. As you can see, the Silver Knight Spear has how do I do it? Well, it's kinda hard to show like this, but excuse me. At the bottom left, at the auxiliary effects, you see this white wing with a number next to it. This means that the Silver Knight Spear actually does holy damage. And holy damage not only does bonus damage to skeletons and the likes, but it also prevents them from reviving. And we are now going into the catacombs, where the skeletons would revive upon death until you kill their summoner. But with this spear, the catacombs are a lot easier to handle. Huh. So yeah, if you remember at the start of the game, where we did the suicide run to get the Zweihander, and these guys completely wrecked us, yeah, I guess the tables have turned. Yeah, they are kind of pushovers now. But that's the thing about the last third of the game is kinda designed to do it in any God, what's the word? In any order that you wanna do. The last 3 major areas you can do in whatever order you wanna do. But that also means that it has to be designed in a way that it's also doable, the difficulty-wise. So the last 3 major areas are kinda easy, I guess. Ornstein and Smaug is basically the hardest challenge of the base game. Then you have the DLC area, but we'll do that in the very end of our playthrough. We'll do the DLC area. I guess I can show off how they revive. The next enemy I'm gonna kill with the Zweihander. So you see that they come back to life. Okay, now he's down for a few seconds. And there he goes again. And they come back until you kill their summoner or necromancer or whatever you want to call it. It's kind of weird. This seems like a door or something. Seems like something you could interact with. But I don't think there is anything you can do with this thingy. Yeah, and this is one of the necromancer guys. And we actually need to kill all of them because the last one drops a light source. Which we will need in the next area. For sure. Oh well, I lied. It was a door that we saw up there. So let's talk a little about the environment here. Where are my binoculars? So let's make a short cut here. Sorry about that, I was called. I had to leave real quick, but where was I? I think I was gonna talk about this stuff here. So, first of all, the nice attention to detail here with the moving insect texture or whatever, however they made this. Looks pretty disgusting, if I may say so myself. So where do they actually come from? Like, it looks like they originate here? Like, what do they do? Do they just go in random directions, or are they congregating somewhere? It's kind of weird. Then you have here these buried skulls and other skeletal remains, I guess. And you see here that there's like multiple layers of graves. Kind of weird how stuff here is structured. I guess this is a catacomb, right? So this would serve the purpose of preserving the dead. It does look weird. Like, did they drop them down and then press them together? Or maybe I am just overthinking this and they just did some nice looking weird texture and that's it. Oh well. I guess we will keep going. Then do you have these statues here? They come in 3 variants. One of them has spiky spikes that shoot out when you walk past them. You have to be a little careful of them. Yeah, over here we can see another necromancer dude. But nothing we can't handle. Oh yeah, so we are also playing offline now. For good. Because as I mentioned, I fiddled around with Cheat Engine. And I don't know how well the engine masks what that it has been cheated, and I don't want to get a ban or something like that. So we're just gonna play in offline mode from now on. Better safe than sorry, right? Where's the necromancer dude? There he is. Running away like the coward he is. It's actually a very similar area in Dark Souls 3. Dark Souls 2 has a similar area as well. So yeah, it's kind of a thing in the Dark Souls games that old ideas get recycled. I haven't played Demon's Souls, but there's probably a lot of areas in Demon's Souls that are in Dark Souls that were already in Demon's Souls in some capacity. So there's a lot of enemies, so I don't actually have time to talk about the surroundings. But yeah, you see here that these are like graves. Just kinda, but like all the skeletons are running about anyway. Like, was this a normal grave site where the dead were led to rest? And the spooky skeleton party started later? Or was this also, or was this always infested with skeletons? Alive, moving about skeletons, I guess. Like, I know that Nito is the one that's boss around here, right? But what would he gain from having spooky, scary skeletons around? Like, it seems that... What do I wanna say? Seems like the dead of the land were brought here just for them to be revived as spoopy skeletons. Seems kind of weird. Nito's ambitions are a mystery anyway. He just hangs around in his sarcophagus, is the English word, I guess? Just hangs around in there and does nothing all day. Like, he showed up to fight the dragons at the beginning of history, then he just fucked off to sleep for the rest of time. Oh no. Oh no. Yeah, we have already seen some of these schools in... Oh yeah, that's the one I was talking about. As long as you have your shield up, you don't actually take damage. Uh-oh. So from here you can actually see another switch that we will use later. So keep that in mind. Huh? Was there something? I thought I saw something in there, but... Oh yeah, it's actually a bonfire, what the fuck? How do you get to that? What the hell? Huh. Well, I'll keep that in mind, I guess. So this here turns the bridge over there. Excuse me. Alright. Ouch, I forget it every time. Okay, now how do I approach this? Should probably bait the skeletons and then go somewhere safer. Because he's gonna shoot at us. Okay. And now for the main course. Alright, one more down. Hey, they actually don't respawn, so... If you try to go through the level without a holy weapon or anything like that, you should probably just rush them down, so the next time around they can't revive the skeleton bodies. This here is actually a hole little where we will fall down if we step on it. I don't remember where it leads. We will go there after we've explored some more over here. Yeah, the moment I picked up the item I realized that this was a trap. But we have enough armor to withstand such little hits. Yeah, another thing, the catacombs are actually designed in a way that it is possible to beat them first thing in the game, because beating the catacombs does have a nice reward. Namely, you get to kindle bonfires up even more. So you can carry up to 20 Estes at a time. Yes. Slopes, my worst enemy. I think there was actually something else up there. Wanna explore. Wasn't there anything? Over here. Yeah. So Dark Souls usually has pretty unique enemy designs and stuff, but the catacombs, in my opinion, are a bit very standard fantasy, you know. Like, you could find a place like this even in Skyrim or something like that. It's not very soulsy. But otherwise it's alright. The next following part of this level actually is also a catacomb, but with a kind of a cool twist. So I'll let it slide. Can actually drop down there and get some items. We might try that later on. But first, let's up here. And that should have opened the door further up. Should I try to drop down? Probably die, so I'm not really keen on it. Should I? Sure, let's try it once. I mean, dying is part of Dark Souls 2, right? Sure. So I don't actually know where I have to drop off. Let's heal up in case. And let's hope for the best. So yeah, that was too far. Well, let's try that again later. Or I might just cheat myself invincible and jump down there like it was nothing. Cool. But it is possible to get down there. Legit. You might have heard the hammering of an anvil. So yeah, down there is another blacksmith. Is it this way or this way? See, I'm already lost again. Yeah, I think we are going the right way. Yeah, as soon as we turn that bridge down there, we have a shortcut where we just can't jump down from here. But first we gotta turn the bridge. Let's just walk for a bit and then kill them all at once. So where were we? Here? Sure, I talked about this before, so let's drop down. See where it lands us. Damn. So where are we now? Is that a crystal lizard? Let's get him. Come on. Nice. I guess we'll drop down here as well. And I think... Where am I? Oh no, I think that was the wrong move. I wanted the other way. Okay, now I know where I am again. That was a bit of a detour, but alright. Can I jump down here? Let's not be too risky. The stairs into nothing. A classic. So this one actually dropped something. A scimitar. Alright. And here we have the level we talked about earlier. So now I think we have all the bridges positioned the way we want them to. Nice, nice. Very nice. Yeah, this place is kind of lacking in enemy variety. Now that I'm playing through it again. It's kind of boring. Maybe I'm over leveled already for this place, who knows. Because as I mentioned, you can do the catacombs very early in the game if you want to. So yeah, this is actually interesting that this has a developer message here to make sure you find this hidden wall. Oh yeah, our first pyromancer kill. Very nice. I guess we are gonna drop down here. Let's heal up first. Oh yeah, they just revive. I forgot about that. What? Where are you aiming, dude? Did he try to parry me? That's an ambitious little skeleton, if I may say so. Ah, damn. Arno Londo sniper. Well, that didn't help me much, did it? Not at all. I guess this is just the way back. Ooh, that's a big boy. So here we have the Dark Moon Seance Ring. And once again, a mother and child statue. So, and since this is a tomb, this is a rather pompous tomb, I guess. So, it stands to argue that the person depicted here might have been buried here. But who really knows? But what is this Dark Moon Seance Ring? This ring is granted to adherents of Gwyndolin, Dark Moon deity and last born of Gwyn, Lord of Sunlight. Grants additional magic attunement slots. The Dark Sun Gwyndolin is the only remaining deity in Anor Londo. His followers are few, but the tasks are of vital importance. But wait a second. Didn't we meet Guinevere in Anor Londo? What does it mean with the only remaining deity? So try to keep that in mind, because we will go back to Anor Londo to investigate a little further. Alright, let's keep going. Yeah, and this is actually the only item I really wanted to get down here, so now we can more or less rush for the exit. I'd like to show off the skeleton blacksmith, but you saw how annoying of a jump it is to perform. I might just do that off screen. Oh no, there is another item I want to get. But for that I have to kill all the necromancers, so they are on our way anyway. Yeah, and there's another developer message. Like, I understood the first one. Up. Wow. Because the first one was placed on a kind of a hidden wall, but this one is just in front of a ladder. This one is kinda weird. Miracle, tranquil walk of peace. Outland miracle, foreign to the way of right. Slows all walking within effect area. This miracle is normally used to flee, as it slows walking but does not affect attacks, but nevertheless defines peace perfectly. This is actually the spell those golem dudes in the forest use. So I'm kind of disoriented. Disoriented. I think this way. This way is the way to go, I guess. In doubt, always follow the trail of enemies. He's really trying to parry us. He's trying his hardest. I feel like I'm walking in circles. Yeah, okay, I remember. We went on a little detour to get the Dark Moon Sion swing. Okay, I know. I get where we are. Okay, okay. We weren't lost. Uh-oh. Maybe I should run a little. I think it's funny how you can stab a skeleton. So we've been recording for a while now, so I might take a break soon. Guess we can fight this dude first. Yeah, you know the drill with these guys. They are a little tedious because they have so much health. You have to be pretty careful about their attacks, because they do a lot of damage if they hit. But they are not too hard. Uh-oh. I'm... Ow, 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 ow. Don't kill me now, I swear to God. Can I hit him before he hits me? Wow. What a cinematic moment. Okay. 2,000 souls, that wasn't worth shit. Eye of Death. What is an Eye of Death? The dreadful Eyes of Death spread disaster across neighboring worlds. Phantom lured to the host world may end up as victims, allowing the Eyes of Death to multiply and leading to further proliferation of Bane. We talked about them a little before. Those are the Gravelord PvP items. So that was pretty exhausting, that fight right there. So I think I'm gonna take a little break. Take a little nap. Any moment now. Should happen any second. Ah, there we go. Huh. So we were abducted by skeletons. That's spoopy scary. So this is actually the arena, the boss arena where you fight Gravelord Nito in. So you can actually check it out before the battle. And you actually can meet him right here. The one and only Gravelord Nito and his spoopy skeleton crew. You don't really get a good look at him, like you don't see his main face, you just see all these skeletons dangling off of him. You can see his sword. But that's about it. Yeah, Nito is a weird character, like, he shows up at the beginning of time, kicks the asses of the dragons together with Gwyn and the witch, and then he just fucks off and goes to sleep down here for eternity. And the title First of the Dead is another mystery. Like, was he the first person that died? Or is he just simply the leader of the dead? And what does that imply? And you can join his covenant here. That doesn't really work anyway, so let's not do that. Yeah, and I think this is as good as time as any to end this episode. Next time we will continue to explore the catacombs. So, see you next time, and thank you for tuning in. Goodbye.